Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies. Records get twisted. Records get twisted. Truth wasn't written, it lived and applied. Images carved, but they not what they imply. Copies get lifted and passed to the scribes. Hands on the script, but it slowly run dry. Circles and lines held the truth they can't hide. Pointing to the all, but reduced to a sign. Told not to seek it, just stay and comply. But light get diminished the moment it's time. Priests in the center, the people outside. Words getting filtered before they even apply. Gatekeepers shaping what souls can't defy. Twist the truth in the text so the ego align. Nothing was said about looking inside. All of the noise outside keep the mind occupied. Truth was a whisper they learned to divide. Buried in the scriptures that were written in lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Voices get carried and shift in the span. Truth leave the source, get reshaped by hand. Spoken outside, but not part of the plan. So hear it clear without the preaching of man. Leaders keep building the heavens they command. Guards along the path, so it passed through a brain. Teaching the code, so obedience stand. Blocking the truth from the masses caught up in the sham. Some start to notice it wasn't so grand. The rise and decline all across the land. Stories get buried, then uncovered in sand. Every time echo patterns they don't understand. Reading all the records, the mind expands. Seeing the same cycle that once sunk pan. The meanings got altered the further they ran. And they took it as truth, then made laws and declared. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Looking at records, the truth can be known. Same things repeated, then written in stone. Teachings get layered and widely outgrown. Deeper foundations not built in the homes. Voices not living out, setting the tone. Taking his law, 9 followers grown. Those who will question get left on their own. Told just accept what the elders condone. Patterns keep repeating, times clearly flown. Rise and then fall in the ways they have grown. Nothing was random, the seeds had been sown. Cycles keep turning and the harvest is wrong. Some start to see it and question the throne. Some keep defending when the proof has been shown. Nothing to argue, the cover's been blown. Just seeing it clear with no need to atone. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies.
Yeah.
Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
Or speed a book that make it all make sense.
Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
Or speed a book that make it all make sense.
Sirens in the night, nobody shocked at the noise. Yellow tape stretch where they once played as boys. Numbers on the screen turning life to a choice. Timeline scroll quick, life never had a voice. Crowds gather round, but the questions remain. Everybody seen it, but ain't got a name. Patterns in the chaos, but it's easier to blame with whatever narrative the channels wanna frame. History buried, but it bleed through the cracks, old warnings written. Now they line up with facts, same cycles turning, just a different set of acts. Same end result every time it collapses. Nobody asking why the pressure's immense, or why it feel heavier just to exist. Everything loud, laced with suspense, like something got taken without any compense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Books full of knowledge, but the spirit get ignored. Mapped out the stars, they think Saturn's the Lord. Charts on the wall, got them feeling the shore. Cut off anything that ain't measured or explored. Teach what they see, all else is dismissed. Call it blasphemy if it don't coexist with the data they gather in the systems they script. Truth get narrowed down to the lens they equip. People walk around like they stuck in a phase. Talk like they living, but they lost in the maze. Can't tell the difference, real life in the stage. Playing out scripts that they write on a page. Try to speak deep but get labeled intense. Say it's too much or it don't make sense. But the more that they reject, the more it commence. Like the loop that repeat with a porous defense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Big buildings rise, put a crown on the place. Call it center of the world, everything your second place. Power gets stacked, now it's all about the race. Who can dominate the map, who can regulate the space. Leaders speak loud, but it's all self-interest. Every move calculated, never random in the business. Send waves out with just a widen the distance between those who comply and those in resistance. Glory on display, make it look like it's pure, but behind closed doors, it's a different report. Decisions getting made that the public can't afford, where disease get patented without no cure. Expansion the goal and never know when it ends. Armies of the gods cleanse the land of descent. Every structure built will eventually bend. When it's rooted in control, it despises free men. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Time coming close where it won't be belief. Things getting shown, put the doubters to sleep. Not a matter of opinion, a scientific retreat. When it's sight in the eye, can't deny what it sees. Proof in the works, even if it take time. Generations build just to reach that line where the truth stand clear, not hidden in lies. And the ones who deny get washed in the tide. Some will accept, some will turn away fast. Some in the trance to the spells that they cast. But the ship still move it the way to just pass. Answers was written before the questions was asked. Everything aligned and every sign kill fear. Past meet present, now the picture feel clear. What was once questioned now's turning the gears. And the record been there, just ignored through the years. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Oh, way, oh, way, oh, way. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Y'all drop a 20,000 in the chat if your little brother can be heard. Y'all see the title. Malaki Macabee presents Yhwh and Baal, the hidden Canaanite origin. Somebody gonna be mad today, baby. Somebody gonna be mad today. Yeah. We pissing off the right folk in this hour. Inspiring the right folk too, man. Every day somebody is coming up out of that blood match. Every day. You dig? The Girl Scouts of Israel are still running. So-called AOI, they still running. What else is going on? I think they set your boy JJ up to take the fall by himself because they ain't gonna debate nothing. You know what I mean? JJ is a Mandinka Mali now, a damn voodoo priest. You know it's bad when Israelites got to go get a voodoo priest to try to fight their battle. Who else? Dry ass Jeremiah tried to do a video last night from the Source Debate League. Y'all know we ain't heard from him since we bombed that whole platform over there. He tried to do something last night, man. When I tell y'all it was 2 people watching, him and one other person. Yeah, it was dry. I'm like, oh my God, man. It's the best y'all got, but y'all won't get in the ring. Belt to ass. belt to ass. So, this is just what it is, y'all. I decided to get on and, pop my stuff like I usually do and just keep the fire going. You dig? Fire is already kindled. Just gonna keep adding fuel to the fire and just show these people that the Girl Scouts of Israel are the spiritual cowards that I always knew they were. Yeah, they some cowards, man. There ain't no way in the world. Like, could nobody talk to me like I talk to them, you dig? And I don't say, all right, press play. I'm about to get in the ring. There ain't no way in the world. You understand what I'm saying? So shout out to the CGG Credit Gang. Gang is in the building. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters worldwide and faithists worldwide. Those who have an unwavering faith in the Almighty Creator, the God Maker, the maker of suns, moons, and stars. We on the helmet of these so-called deities, boy. Wig shot, head shot. And you know what I mean? Look, this stuff right here, I get a kick out of it. I have fun doing this. You understand what I'm saying? All praises to the ever-present Creator, that always was and ever shall be. The God Maker, the maker of suns, moons, and stars, that always was, is, and ever shall be. The mighty and great Spirit, the mighty and great I am, whose magnitude is incomprehensible and whose presence is everywhere. It's your little brother, Malaki Macabee. I see y'all in the building. Bless up, bless up. Large up yourself. Bless up. My Yak is in the building. What's the word, Doc? Much love, family. Much love. I know you out there in that box truck coursing the continental United States. Be safe, my brother. And may the Creator and his angel ambassadors continue to guide and protect you. You know what I mean? Much love. Much love. Who else we got up in the chat? Sister Belinda Brown is in the building. What's the word, sis? Creator's favor upon now. Who else we got? We got the West Side Cali Connect. My brother, Dreadful Cosmon is in the building. Yeah. Y'all already know, boy, belt to ass. I ain't letting them off these boys until they get in the ring. Other than that, it's just all talk and jokes and, and look, at least you know what I give them this, though. At least they attempting to read Owaspy now. At least. And trying to get you boys to read that for the past 5 years, just like pulling teeth, boy. Now, all y'all got to do is grow some nuts. Grow some nuts the size of a squirrel, and get in the ring and debate it. Let's get in the ring, man. What is all this mumble mouthing and lip wrestling? Let's just get in the ring and show the world belt to ass. That's it. Shout out to my brother Dreadful Cosmon in the building. Much love, all right? Much love. Shout out to my brother, the OG, Selah Shalom, is in the building. What's the word, my brother? The brother that kicked the dough down on YouTube with this I Speak 15, 20 years ago, boy. Your labor ain't in vain, big dog. Your labor is not in vain. Believe that and know that. We got my brother Aki Abdiel, mayor of the West Side, is in the building. Mayor of the West Side is in the building. My beloved brother. What's the word, Ak? You know what I mean? My comrade. One of the last few left. Ain't too many left, Aki. Ain't too many left, boy. You already know, man. Much love. Shout out to Delta Force 144, my brother Tillman. Right out of the DC. I call him Delta Force. I used to call him SEAL Team 144, but I seen something on the Delta Force the other day. I'm like, man, ain't nobody messing with them, boy. Send the Delta Force in. Yeah, boy. It's going to be a problem. Shout out to BC, Brandon Carter, Naptown, stand up. I see y'all in the building, man. Much love, much love. Hey, yeah, man. Belt to ass. I'm on these boys. I'm on a God top. And I'm on them boys' top. Belt to ass. Get that ass in the ring. Get that ass in the ring, boy. Instead of making all these dry lives, it'd be like 3 people watching. It's like, man, nobody even paying attention to you. It's truly sad. You dig? I mean, look, if you want more people looking at you, boy, just get in the ring. That's all you got to do is just get in the ring, buddy. You know what I mean? You either going to get in the ring or you going to get under the wing, boy. Shout out to Loaded Lux. Bezel the Oil Light A-Town stand up is in the building. Peace, love, light, and all that good stuff in between. We got my brother out of South Africa, gift of Yhwh, creator only, is in the building. What's the word, Doc? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know maybe some of y'all new to this thing, and it's like, dang, boy, a whole war done kicked off. It really is. Really, it ain't. You know what I mean? It's just us constantly bombing. These guys don't want to get in the ring. You know what I mean? So it's really one-sided. That all they got is jokes and misunderstandings when it come down to reading what we read. You dig? But we all in Bible, carving that deal up. Like, hey, look, watch out. What's that right there? Hey, hold on. You ain't finna kill your children, are you? Just because you thought God told you to, right? We raising the standard around this deal. False God tripping, create a gang banging, baby. Shout out to my brother Bishop XFG Keezy. All Daisy is in the building. Much love, y'all. Y'all hit that like button, share button. Put us in the algorithms, man. You know, they don't want to see a surface. They don't want to see the gang surface. Shout out to my Ema, one of our elder mothers is in the building. Hub City, city of Compton, all the way up to Pennsylvania. Much love, Ema. Ema, stay on the move. Ema, we need some more content from you. We need some more cooking videos. You know, keep us on point around this deal. You know what I mean? I've been trying to get them, not trying to. I've been getting away from all that. What's the name of that? Beyond Meat and all that extras. Yeah, I've been getting away from all that. You know what I mean? I've been actually. You probably be proud of me, Ema. I've been actually cooking a lot lately. Yeah. I've been preparing my plant-based foods. I ain't been dealing with all the processed stuff. You did. But yeah. We need that on deck, Ema. We need the recipes, you know. We need them vids. That'll keep us on point, you know. But that's how we need to be eating, since, you know, a lot of the brothers and sisters plant-based. We need to be eating cooked food. Not that processed stuff, man. That processed stuff is deadly. But it's all good though, man. We out here striving. Shout out to James Giant is in the building. What's the word, Doc? What's the word? Love, light, and all that good stuff in between. We got my brother H-Time Dine. H-Time Dine. My brother, Screen Flipper Zoe. The word, Doc, man. Much love, Doc. May the Creator continue to guide and protect your families, your loved ones, you know, in all boldness and discernment and wisdom in this hour. We sure need it, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to C.O. Sateki. C.O. Sateki is in the building. Love and blessings, brother. Much love. All praise, glory, and honor to the Almighty Creator. Y'all already know what time it is. Ema say them bids is coming. You know what I mean? What you said, boy, me too. Haven't touched it in a couple months. Been on lentils and rice. Yeah, I've been on lentils, rice, chickpeas. I made some curry chickpeas the other night, boy. Short leggers devoured it, boy. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. Quinoa, you know what I mean? I've been trying to just stay away from all the processed stuff. I mean, man, boy, but I cook it myself. And if you cook all that stuff yourself, man, it's affordable. You know what I mean? When you get to going out and try to eat vegan or plant-based, boy, it's expensive. You was like, oh no, I might as well go to the grocery store and make my stuff. Boy, I be all on Pinterest looking for I be all on Pinterest looking for recipes, and they pop right up. Bang, okay, let me go ahead and get that done. Add my own little seasoning and flavor to it. You dig? That's what I've been on lately, bro. You know what I mean? Juicing. All of it, man. What you say, Delta Force, chickpeas and rice, boy. That's it, yeah, man. Look, I'm eating a bowl of it right now. Yeah. I'm eating a bowl of it right now. What you say, C.O. Sateki? If I didn't come across brothers like yourself, Minister Wells, Ken Waters, Jan Benefico, Ern Apke, I'm not sure how I would have found the truth. Thank you for your work, brother. Absolutely, man. All praises to the Creator. Aaron, you know, Aaron's channel got hijacked and hacked. Yeah, some Muslims stole his channel. You dig? Yeah, I heard he just got it back though, man. They was putting up weird videos and all that. They were trying to extort Aaron. They wanted 50,000 in Bitcoin or some crypto or something from him. I said, man, look, man, it's crazy out here how crazy this get, boy. Yeah, they just got the Jesus way and them just got their channel back, man. But it's a whole bunch of videos that's erased. They erased a whole bunch of videos, you know what I mean? So you got to be careful, like who you got managing your channels. And, you know what I mean? Even if you got the 2-factor authentication, the 2FA, you still got to be careful. 30-day juice cleanse. Yeah, man. You gonna feel marvelous after doing a 30-day juice cleanse, boy. You mess around and walk out your body. I'm telling you, you mess around and dream and walk clean about your body, boy. Like, dang. Yeah, man, I need to do me a 30 days. That sounds good right there. I think the longest I went is like, let me see. I went about 16 days. I was feeling good as a mug too, boy. Energy. I was mad when I stopped. I'm like, what did I stop for? I could have kept going. You know what I mean? But much love, family. I see y'all in the building. Much love. Y'all tuned in to the Creative Gang. Malaki Macabee presents Yhwh and Baal, the hidden Canaanite origins. And you know what I mean? We're going to talk about it. Matter of fact, let's go to the Bible first. Since everybody think we playing. What you think is a game? What you think we playing? You think we playing, huh? Yeah, man. Y'all stay focused out in this deal, man. We roll with the creator, the God maker, the maker of suns, moons, and stars. Yeah, boy. I walk bow-legged in the shoulders around her, beyond confident. Because there's not a higher authority. You talking about the creator of all versus a little local deity that people done seen and beat up and ate with and seen his backside and nah. Or you dealing with the blood of a man that they deified and the Christian saying is the Jehovah, the Old Testament. Nah, we're not dealing with no confusion. Nah, creator only. Right? The creator is the great spirit. What is you talking about? So that's where we at with it. We keep it simple, straightforward to where you can understand. All right. Now, if your common sense and spirit get rubbed the wrong way when you hear certain things, you dig? That's just what it is. Now it's time for you to go investigate. Go look into it. You know what I mean? So I ain't the religious type. I'm more of a spiritual brother. You dig? But I'm not a gullible spiritual brother. Meaning everything. This is not a pie in the sky theory. I'm nowhere near gullible and think that every spirit you bump into is just gonna be just so benevolent and Jesus loves me. This nah. The spirit world is more amped up and turned up than the physical world as you can see with your bare eyes. So it's as many scandalous people it is in the flesh, you might as well quadruple that. You might as well triple, quadruple that in the spirit. You dig? So I'm false God tripping, create a gang banging. That's what I'm doing. And that offends a lot of folks. How can you talk like that? You got to use your inside voice, Malaki. How dare you talk like this? There ain't no other way to wake you up. Sometimes you gotta jar people awake. Get your ass up and come on. The hell is you doing? Soft parenting may work for some of y'all, come on, Timmy. But if you got gangsters like me, you gotta be like, hey, get your ass up and come on. Yeah, soft parenting may work for for soft children, boy, but I got gangsters. I got short leggers that mess around, be swinging from the ceiling fan when you get back. Like, boy, hey, you feel me? So it's different methodologies and stratagems for different folk, man. And me being, on the front line in Israel for a long time, there's only one way to deal with some hard-headed Israelites. I wish you would show up in nursery rhyme mode playing patty cake. When them boys will laugh you out the building. You better show up and play ball, boy. Yeah, get that ass in the ring. Belt the ass. You got to make me a believer. Other than that, I ain't hearing nothing you talking. Yeah, so that's where it's at with it, man. Much love and honor. So look, we're going to go right into the Bible. We go there first because that's where most people stuck in. Stuck in Bible. That's where you at. You know what I mean? So okay, we'll swim over there too. We'll swim over there too and show you what's really going on here. All right, so look, we're gonna go to Hosea 2. We're gonna start at verse 14. This is about the restoration of Israel, right? So this is really, to be honest with you, supposed to be a future prophecy. Give me some mango juice right now, boy. Buy that mango juice. Fire that, boy. Now look, we over here, the restoration of Israel, right? All right. So look, let's pay attention. This is supposed to be something that happens in the future from even where we at. Watch the word though. Therefore, behold, I will allure her. This is supposed to be biblical God saying that he's going to allure. The her is Israel. The her is Israel, the biblical God's chosen nation. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. So this is the time after the biblical narrative, the Exodus. You remember, you came up out of Egypt, went into the wilderness. So this is supposed to be another wilderness type situation. We see verse 15. And I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall sing there as in the days of her youth, as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. So it's a comparison. A lot of Israelites are waiting on the second Exodus. The Atlantic Ocean is supposed to split open, and you're supposed to walk on the Atlantic floor back over into West Africa and back over into Israel. That's the hope for a lot of folks. All right. They're expecting this to happen. All right. And it shall be, verse 16, at that day. And it shall be at that day, saith Yahweh or Yahweh, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shall call me no more Baali. Now remember, this is a prophecy that's in the future, even in the future from where we at today. So it's coming a time to where you won't be calling who you call Yahweh or Yahweh Baal no more. You're going to call Yahweh or Yahweh Ishi, meaning my man or my husband. Let me show you. Look, verse 17 say, for I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. Okay. Now, y'all do know Baal is a Canaanite god, right? Let's go show them. Let's put the Strongs on it. Y'all can see, put it right in your face with it. Hosea 2 and 16, read them and weep. And it shall be at that day, and it shall be at that day, saith Yahweh or Yahweh, the Lord, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shall call me no more Baali. Hold on, let's click on that. 1180. Baali. And if this is a future prophecy, that means that the children of Israel are still calling on Baal. Maybe not verbatim, but in your action and your deeds and your worship, you still worshiping Baal. Well, let's see. Let's see what the translations say. Baali equal my Lord. Yeah, because when you put the I at the end of it or the yod at the end of any Hebrew word, it becomes possessive, mine. So my Baal or my Lord. Look what it says. Baal is a deity in the northern kingdom, a variation of the name Baal. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Baali from H1167. We're going to go ahead because we show you that's Baal with pronoun suffix my master Baali, a symbolical name for who? Who? Biblical God. Jehovah or Yahweh. Good night, boy. Right there in your face with it. Yeah. Yeah, Israelite culture is the worship of Baal. Yahweh and Baal. El. All these are gods that were worshipped in the land of Canaan. And how ironic, though. How ironic. You know what I mean? Then the Yahweh and Baal were always in competition. But how ironic. How ironic that a symbolical name for biblical Jehovah or Yahweh is Baal. or Baali. Good night, boy. A deity. A deity in the northern kingdom, a variation of the name Baal. Baal is a sloped-headed god, a sloped-headed false god, a monstrosity. All right, let's go look at the root word. Y'all think it's a game? What you think it's a game? What you think we playing? No. What you think is a game? What you think we playing? Baal. Now, hold on. Let's get on back to where it's at. There you go. Knows what it says. Marry, a husband, dominion. Baal. Good night. To rule over. All right, so the Baal, for y'all that don't know, is a false god, is a Canaanite god. It also means lords and rulers. Look at this, use the foreign gods. Good night, boy. But look, that may not be enough for you. Notice in Hosea 2, it says again, and it shall be at that day, saith Yhwh or Yahweh, that thou shalt call me Ishi and shall call me no more Baali. Why? For I would take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth. So that means you Israelites are still calling on Baal, the Canaanite god. If this is a future prophecy that ain't happened yet, they shall no more be remembered by their name. Good night, boy. The Baalim and biblical Jehovah is a symbolical name for Baal. Look what it say. Baal equal Lord, supreme male divinity of who? The Phoenicians or Canaanites. Now look, let's go see what's going on. Now, the Bible was already saying that the names of the Canaanite gods are in the mouths of the children of Israel. And those names are there until Israel gets restored, supposedly. Right? If y'all see that, look, your brother ain't making that up, drop a 12,000 in the chat. Ain't nobody making none of this up. Drop a 12,000 in the chat. For I would take away the names of Baalim or Baal out of her mouth, out of Israel's mouth. And they shall no more be remembered by their name. Baal is a Canaanite or a Phoenician deity, a false god. And so that means to this day, being this is supposedly a future prophecy, that the children of Israel are still up under Baal worship to this day. Now watch what Owaspy say. Let's get into that out. We're going to go to the basis of the Ezra Bible in Owaspy. Basis of the Ezra Bible. Y'all think we playing? We're going to get on here for just a little taste. But even Bible tell you that the names of the Canaanite gods in the mouths of the Israelites. At least until they get redeemed by Yahweh, but Yahweh and Baal, for y'all that don't know. Or competing gods, really they brothers. Let me show that first. And then we can get into this. This is easy. This is very, very easy. Look, we do this. Shout out to the CGG Credit Gang. We do this. Ain't nothing to play with. Easy work for us. Easy work for us. Look at this sloped-headed monstrosity right here. El, father of the gods. Father of the gods. El. He's in form and figure of it in shape of a man. He's sitting on the throne. Look at that. He's supposed to be the father of God, who they call the creator. This sloped-headed monstrosity right here is God of Canaan, who was being worshipped by the time Abraham skipped into the land of Canaan. Yeah, your boy Melchizedek was a king of Jerusalem and high priest of this guy right here. El. already being worshipped in the land of Canaan by the time Abraham even skipped through there. And if the priest is a high priest, there's a priesthood behind him. If he's a king, he has a throne, a crown, and a kingdom that he rules over. He's a priest. There's an altar he officiates at. There's a temple he offers sacrifices in. Yeah. It get ugly, man. It get ugly. But look at this. Gildad statue of El from Ugaritic. Good night. You're going to go over some of that Ugaritic literature today. Other names for El. Adon. Oh, that's all in the Bible. That's another name for Yahweh of the Bible, ain't it? To this day, some of the Jewish folks call him Adonai. Yeah. Adon is a Hebrew word that means master. Good night. Or Lord. It's another word for Lord. Another name for El is Adon, Ling, venerated in ancient Semitic religion. Abode, where he live at. This sloped-headed monstrosity right here lives in a mountain called Lel. His symbol is that of a bull. Good night. Didn't Aaron and them make the golden calf with a bull when they came up out of Egypt? Good night, boy. It's all over the place. This region where he at, notice he don't fill all space and place and rule over all. He has a specific region that he rules over. The Levant, particularly where? Canaan. This is a Canaanite guy. El. Okay. Genealogy of El. Oh man, it gets worse, brothers. It gets worse, brothers and sisters. El got a woman. El got a woman. Asherah, a Therat or Ashtaroth. Yeah. Other wives. Look at the children of El. Anat. Ishtar, Ashtar. There go Baal right there. Baal. There go Baal right there. There he is. There he is right there. Go Baal right there. One of the sons of El. Baal. Good night, boy. Good night. Okay, let's go back. We got receipts. Okay, well, what else? What other children do El and his wives have? Mot, which is the Hebrew word for death. Shahar, Shalim, Shapash. Who was that right there? Yahweh. So you mean to tell me Yahweh and Baal are siblings? So if you a devout worshiper of Yahweh, Baal is your uncle. You might as well call him Uncle Baal. Baal is you Israelites' uncle. Yahweh and Baal are siblings according to this. And they were always at war with each other over who was going to rule over the children of Israel. Who was going to rule? Why? Because El gave an inheritance to Yahweh, and that inheritance was the nation of Israel. Let's click on Yahweh. I seen a brother the other day try to tell my brother, the DC sniper, oh man, you don't got no image of Yahweh in history. Bah, right in your face with it. There he is right there. Look at Yahweh, boy. That boy got a Kango on, got a shag, got a woolly bird. He's in form and figure of a man sitting on a throne as well. A chair, a wheelchair with wings on it. There he is. There go your boy Yahweh right there. So you see the title, right? You see the title of the class. You see the title, Malaki Macabee presents El, Yhwh, and Baal, the hidden Canaanite origins. Yeah, there he is. Him downstairs, right there. Good night, boy. Region, ancient Canaan, ancient Israel and Judah. Hebrew Bible, Samaritan Torah. Parents, El. Good night, boy. Look, it's ugly. Yeah, but your boy Yahweh does have it. There's an image of Yahweh or Yahweh in history. And he do look like a black man, to be honest with you. Got a Kango on, got a woolly bird. Yeah. Got a woolly afro covered up with a Kango. Look. There he is right there. In form and figure and shape of a man. So Yahweh is saying that there's going to be a day coming where I'm going to take the names of Baal out of the Israelites' mouths. All right, know where we're going to show in a few how Baal and Yahweh's daddy gave an inheritance to Yahweh. So if is giving an inheritance to Yahweh or Yahweh, then Yahweh is not the Almighty Creator. How can the Creator receive an inheritance when He creates all? An inheritance is passed down to sons and grandsons. And the fact that your God received an inheritance proves He's not the Creator. If y'all understand that, y'all drop a 10,000 in the chat. The fact that biblical Yahweh or Jehovah receives an inheritance from a superior God proves He's not the Creator. This is easy. This ain't hard to understand. Drop a 10,000 in chat if you understand that. And let's go over to the basis of the Ezra Bible and Owaspy. So we got Bible saying that the Israelites are up under Baal worship to this day, and it's a day coming when those names are going to be taken out of their mouths, right? But in Bible, El gives Yahweh an inheritance, proving that Yahweh is not the Almighty Creator, but received an inheritance, and that inheritance is the nation of Israel. We'll go over that in a few. All right, we go to history. We show the image of El, Baal, and Yahweh, and their regions is where Canaan. This is the hidden connection right here. So let's go into the Owaspy, the Great Dakota, and let's see what's going on. This book right here, everybody's scared of. That's scared of that old boy. But don't worry about it. We'll make you famous. Yeah. We'll make you famous. Easy work for us, man. This ain't hard at all. All right, now watch this. Watch this. Shout out to our brother Nazir, Israel in the building. What's the word, King? In the time of Moses, the people of Arabia in Owaspy simply means Arabia in Owaspy simply means Africa, Northeast Africa, or Africa in the whole. Is that a Asar M Kai in the building? What's the word, Asar? Asar M Kai. Boy, you still pumping that big bang out there, boy? I believe you're alone today, Asar. What's the word, though, bro? Look at this. In the time of Moses, the people of Arabia worshiped many gods and lords, whose high heavenly captain was Osiris or Asar. 4 chief gods were under him. They were Baal, Ashtaroth, Dagon, and Ashdod. There were 27 other gods also known to mortals. When the Israelites traveled forth surrounded by the different tribes, they will be set upon to know what Lord or God they worship, and by what Lord or what God they were led forth. The light and wisdom and words came to Moses to say to the nations, alas, his name whom we worship, man dare not utter. Within the commune families were certain signs and passwords belonging to the different degrees. There were also oral rules of life and worship, but these were kept secret from the multitude. But the commune fathers instructed the families by this method in order to harmonize all the people, put everybody on one accord. For general behavior. For general behavior, yeah, because you got to go ahead and put some morals on the multitude, man. We got to have something to govern morality. Like, come on now. All right, for general behavior, Moses gave 10 commands, which were not only made public, but incumbent on the commune fathers to teach orally to their respective families. The following are the commandments thus taught, that is to say, I am the I am that brought you out of Egypt. You shall have no gods or lords but the I am. You should not make any image of the I am. So everything we just saw from El to Baal to Yahweh, all that's off. They ain't supposed to be making no images of the divine. That's off. You should not make any image of the I am out of anything that is in heaven above or on the earth beneath or in the waters. You shall not bow down before idols. You shall not bow down before idols, images, or anything having the form of anything in heaven or on the earth or in the waters. That would include man. People bow down and worship Jesus. That Jesus was a man. No matter how divine you claim he was, he still slid through the womb of his mama. Was a child, had to be taught hygiene, had to be taught how to walk, how to speak, how to crawl. Had morning breath, woke up stiff. Jesus was a man. All right. And the fact that you worship him makes him an idol. The fact that you worship a Yahweh or Baal or El, and these men are in the shape and form and figure of men. These gods are in the shape and form and figure of men. They've been seen before. Right in the Bible, Jacob wrestled with him and won. Jacob beat up his God. Moses saw his back parts. Whatever that means. Moses and them ate with him. Abraham ate with him. You got a lot of people that saw this dude. Whether on earth or sitting on the throne in the heavens, he's been seen. The fact, so if you can see it or it has been seen, and you done got your kneecaps dusty bowing to it, you dig, that's a false god or an idol. Y'all understand that? Drop an 8,000 in the chat. Look at this. You should not bow down before idols, images, or anything having the form of anything in heaven or on the earth or in the water. You should not speak my name in public, for I will not hold him guiltless who gives it to idolaters and lovers of evil. Remember the sacred days and keep them holy. 6 days you shall labor, but the 7 days the Sa'abadah. That sounds hard, boy. Honor your father and mother. You should not kill any living thing. Look at that. Look at that. You should not commit adultery. You should not steal, nor bear false witness, nor cover anything that is another's. In those days, it so happened that one Coetha, an Egyptian woman of Suez, meaning she had the ability to hear, see, and speak into the spirit world. All right, went into the lodge at noon, no person being within the lodge except herself. While she was examining the remnants of showbread in the basins and candlestick, a voice spoke to her saying, "Do not touch these are sacred." But the woman, knowing it was a spirit, said, "If I tell what I have heard, I will be accursed. For was it not the multitude of Syrians that brought the plagues on Egypt?" Good night. Good night. All right, now watch this. We're gonna get past Moses. I want to show y'all something. Oh, wait, boy, that's all that flesh when they ate them birds right here. I'm gonna jump down. In the year 3269 before the Cosmon era, 3269. So if you want to get an actual date on that, here, let me pull a calculator up for y'all, man. This stuff easy for us. Pull a calculator up. Let's share this tab right here. All right, so the Cosmon era started in 1848, or the Common Era, 1848. What that say, 3269? So minus 3,269 years, get you what? So 1421 BCE. All right, 1421 BCE. Let's go back. Share this tab. Show y'all this Canaanite worship, boy. This stuff was going on even when you came about Egypt. This is what it is. So in the year 1421 BCE, or 3269 before the Cosmon era, the Israelites began to marry with the Canaanites, who were under the control of who? Baal. Ashtaroth, whose dominions extended jointly with Baal. Over that's the false goddess right there, Ashtaroth. Over western and southern Arabia, Africa, sent spirit emissaries to the handsomest of the women of Canaan, and by impression led them into the camps of the Israelites to tempt the young men. For the heathen gods decided to use these means to destroy the worshipers of the great unseen. And some fine swivel hip women's amongst the Israelites. Boy, you already know, boy, young Israelite men, boy, testosterone be raging. Wake up in bull mode. When a fine woman come around, boy, they be all over but the shouting. Be all over but the shouting, boy. You gotta be careful though, brothers. Gotta be careful. Some of these women, boy, as you can see, can be sent at you. To get you up off your game and get you up off the creator. So you gotta be careful. Use discernment. But as you see, You got fine swivel hip women's being sent at the young Israelite men. You dig? But notice it was a stratagem. For the heathen gods decided to use these means, the swivel hip Canaanite women's, to destroy the worshipers of the great unseen. Look at that. And many of the Israelites young men were tempted by the beauty of the heathen women. Look at that. And thus took them for wives. Like, bump all that cheating. Look, that's me. And these wives brought with them their own familiar spirits. Look at that. Who were slaves to Baal and Ashtaroth. Some of these women be witches, boy, especially in modern times. Be careful. Better be careful, boy. Use discernment. I know it get crazy out here at times, but man. Use discernment, boy. Especially in these times. A lot of women are coming about a controlled religion, Christianity, and throwing their hijabs away in Islam. And yeah, you dig? But, a lot of them coming about all that and going, deeper down the rabbit hole, dealing with witchcraft and, familiar spirits and different ancestral worships and all that. You dig? So you gotta hey, look, you gotta be careful. All right. And these wives brought with them their own familiar spirits who were slaves to Baal and Ashtaroth. Yeah, false gods have slaves. The Archabon immediately sent Jerub, an Etherian angel, into the Israelite camps, giving him 2,000 inspiring spirits to counteract the labors of Baal and Ashtaroth. Nevertheless, it so happened that when the half-breed children were grown up having Canaan mamas, they began to murmur against the peace policy of the Israelites, saying, as other people have kings and emperors, why not here? As other people raise up soldiers, declare war, and go forth possessing lands and cattle, why do we not do so? For 397 years after coming up out of Egypt, the Israelites lived without a corporeal king or other government, except the community of fathers. And they attained to 6 million souls, men, women, and children. Look at that. But in the 397th year, the gods Baal and Ashtaroth triumphed through their familiar spirits and caused the Israelites to anoint a king to rule over them. This king was called Saul. Yeah, the Saul that was the king over Israel before David. Y'all, that was a stratagem through the familiar spirits of Baal and Ashtaroth, man. I don't think you really know who and what you're dealing with. You around here thinking that Yahweh or Yahweh is the Almighty, and he's not. He's just another local makeshift deity in the image of a man who gets jealous over his siblings based off the inheritance that their father gave him. That's it. This king was called Saul, signifying of the Lord God. Prior to this, the Israelites acknowledged no God or Lord, but covenant with the Great Spirit. That's us. See, we the real Israelites. We roll with the Creator, the Great Spirit. E. The name had been kept secret with the fathers, and the commandments were announced from the Great Spirit. I am. The familiar spirits now inspire Saul to change the words of the commandments to the Lord your God as a conciliatory stratagem to please the nations and tribes of people who worshiped who? Baal. Dagon, Ashtaroth, Gog, and other gods and lords of what? The lower heavens. These are not the Creator. And the Lord your God in Bible is Yahweh or Yahweh. Yes. And that way, Lord God or the land God was substituted for the Creator, Jehovah, called sacredly the vowel sounds that you learned in school. And as prior to this, the Great Spirit had been taught to the Israelites as an inconceivable entity whose form and extent no man could attain to know. So was he now transformed and declared to be in the form of a man and having a residence in the firmament of heaven. Thus they made the Great Spirit merely an idol. And so they began the overthrow of the holy doctrines of Moses. Good night, boy. Good night, boy. Let's get to it. Mhm. So we go into Bible in the book of Hosea, chapter 2, verses 16 and 17, and what it shows that the Israelites to this day are involved in Baal worship. But they supposed to be restored to Yahweh worship one day in the future. But Yahweh is just another Canaanite god like Baal and El. About to get into it. Shout out to the DC sniper, Yakeem Matt, is in the building. Large up yourself. Large up yourself. You feel me? All praises. Get her done. Large up yourself. Well, let's get into it. We roll with the creator over this way. We don't roll with none of these deities. I know that's hard for folk to understand, man. You dig? But look, if you just be real with yourself, it ain't like we telling you to go drink blood, go to war, chop heads off, chew on flesh. We come with peace and opposition to war. We come with love and opposition to hate. We come in light with light and opposition to darkness. So what we talking about is of a higher vibration and a higher frequency than what, those Bible huggers and Quran huggers and Comedic huggers on. We come with a total opposite message and trip off this. This is the most radical message in the earth right now. It really is. You did? Oh, I know somebody mad. If y'all getting some understanding though thus far, man, y'all drop a 6,000 in the chat. We cooking, we working. You did. And hopefully the Girl Scouts of Israel get in the ring. Get in the ring, man. Get in the ring. What's all the milly mouthing and talking going on for? Get in the ring. Belt the ass, boy. Get in the ring. We're exposing who your deities or who your God is. You out of the Canaanite gods, you pick Yahweh or Yahweh. That's who you pick. Belt the ass, man. Get your ass in this ring over here. And let's put the creator up against your little makeshift localized deities who are in the form and figure of a man sitting on a throne. Let's put the creator up against all your gods and deities. Right now, y'all ain't nothing but target practice right now. None of y'all will get in the ring. I mean, it's really the purest definition of being a spiritual coward. I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Like how are all y'all turning the fade down? Huh? And then pump JJ monkey ass up like he about to do something. And JJ, your people's done already said no. So you running around, whatever you doing, they done put you out there to take the fall. You can't even see it. You the fall guy. You gonna get beat up again. We already whooped you. Boy, we already whooped your feet. We already whooped your feet, you and your entire crew. But yeah, the AOI and them ain't gonna come outside. Yeah, that's Mandinka Mali. He's a Mandinka or a voodoo priest now. Change his name. You dig? He don't even roll with the biblical gods anymore. And Mahar them that went and got him for help. I said, oh my God, bro. And hey, look, at the same time, they turned the fade down with all of us. They turned it down. Nobody wants to take a fade. Meaning don't nobody want to debate this. Let's get in the ring and get it cracking. What's the problem? So JJ, I know you a few rocks short of a collection, brother. I know you gotta be, because in your mind you think somebody running from you, and it's like, boy, for one, we already whooped your feet, huh? Wig shot after wig shot, we whooped the wig off your head, boy, in front of everybody in your backyard, huh? You the one that's been on Sinetta for all these years. It ain't us. We skipped through there a couple times, but that's you. You the one that's been running around trying to debate everything with a post. That boy would debate a Yeti if he could. So we went to your backyard and put belt to ass. We went in your backyard and whooped your feet. Whooped the wig off your head. And you got mad because you lost. I mean, it's just what it is. Huh? That boy, man, we gotta play that debate again, man. Just have a day where we just play all the old debates that we had, right? Man, this boy JJ was kissing his biceps. This boy was kissing his biceps on screen. I was like, what kind of men are these? Boy, kissing his biceps and shit, man. You dig? So, yeah, boy, they didn't set you up to take the fall yourself after you done already got your feet whooped. They not going to debate it. Maharikar is not going to debate. He'll sit up and let you do all the leg work and then hop on a live with you, and read certain things he don't have no understanding over. Yeah, he's a few sandwiches short of a picnic too. He ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. You dig? Jeremiah is not going to debate nothing. You dig? Because he know better. He don't play ball like that. He's real he's real selective about who he jump outside and debate. He don't play ball though. He don't put no points up on the board at all. You dig? Like he'll debate somebody that he know he can beat, but he won't come this way. Not at all. Tall, goofy, 6'9", definitely for sure ain't finna debate nothing. They ain't got no shooters over there. None. Zero. You dig? They just gonna talk. You dig? But they won't get in the ring, boy. I try to tell you. See, Shebaniah Terry Brown try to pop his head out. He done went back on mute mode. And he live in Israel. He know better. Yeah, he told me no too. And then Isaiah Yashar Allah Karatazaya ain't gonna debate nothing. That ain't his lane. All these men gonna do is make dried videos, and y'all, when I click on them, it be 3 people watching. Them and 2 other people. Yeah, they not making no noise. Why? Because they don't play ball. That's why. They don't play ball. They not known out here for look. They not known out here for taking no heads off at all. At all. About none of this. This is above their pay grade. It really is. It really is. You know what I mean? So let's get into that. Their security clearance ain't high enough. I'm just being real with you. So if you're listening, JJ, and then look, y'all try to go get Woods in Pain, your great white hope. You see how that ended last time in your debate. In the debate that we had against y'all, y'all try to put a dream team together too. That was funny. I said, boy, do you see this? They got over 10 people on this flyer. There's only 4 of us. These niggas loaded the deck up. I said, shit, that ain't nothing but more targets. Y'all ain't nothing but target practice, boy. I'm going to be real with you. All y'all is more targets. And we took look, it was a wig shot after wig shot. We took everybody head that night. Wig shot after wig shot. Yeah, to be honest with you. So look, let's get into this right here. Yeah, I'm just speaking the truth, man. Anybody can go back and watch the debate and see. Devoured and destroyed it. Easy. Walked you boys down and parked y'all in handicap. Let my boy Cal say, whoop them boys off the soil. Dang, son. All right, look at this. Baal and Yhwh. Did ancient Israel inherit Canaan's gods, names, and sacred traditions? Yes. What you think? Bethel, Israel, Jeru, Baal, Eshbaal, Baal Zephon. But let's start with it. There go L right there. There he is. Him downstairs. This slope-headed monstrosity named L. There he is right there. And that's why I keep telling these boys, get in the ring, boy, belt the ass. What's the problem? We just showed y'all a picture of that. So this is a real image. The background and all that is AI. I just threw it in the AI and they came up with that. But that's the image that I just showed y'all online. Now let's get into this. Deuteronomy 32, 8-9. El gives an inheritance to Yahweh or Yahweh. And for any of y'all that may be in denial, like, no, the Most High is Yahweh. The El is Yahweh. And biblical writers have over time fused them together to where you can't tell the difference. Historically speaking, El, Baal, and Yahweh or Yahweh are three different gods in the land of Canaan. There's no making that up. We're not making that up. That's true. So now the only argument the Israelite has or a Christian has is that's their El and not my El. That's their Baal and not my Baal. That's their Yahweh and not my Yahweh. That's the only word you can go with that. Only place you can go is to say their El, Baal, and Yahweh are not yours, even though you in the same land as them, using their alphabet. You got a temple and a holy of holies mirrored just like theirs. Offering up burnt offerings and sacrifices on feast days at the same time of them. You got the unmitigated God to say this ain't the same thing going on. That you ain't in work, like you ain't up under the auspices and kneecaps of false gods, the false gods of Canaan. What make you think that? You in Canaan's land using his alphabet in his holy of holies and using the name of his gods. And you saying that ain't got nothing to do with you. That ain't got nothing to do with them. Make that shit make sense, man. Make that shit make sense. But anyway, even if you was trying to say that the Most High is Yahweh, well, you got to explain how Yahweh or the Lord is receiving an inheritance. See, we ain't gonna play the game, right? What nobody can get around is Yahweh or Yahweh received an inheritance in these verses. And if he receives an inheritance, brothers and sisters, well, that means Yahweh or Yahweh is not the Almighty Creator. Can't be. An inheritance is something that's passed down, like an estate, like an heirloom, from father to son, from grandfather to grandson. The fact that your God is in the Bible receiving an inheritance, and that inheritance is you as a nation, that proves that what? Biblical Jehovah or Yahweh or Yahweh is not the creator. Why? He receives an inheritance from someone. Right? Now, who could pass down an inheritance to the Almighty Creator, the maker of suns, moons, and stars, the always was, is, and never shall be, the God maker? Who? Who can pass an inheritance to the Creator? Look. If the Creator receives an inheritance, well, that means there's a power above him, which means he was created. That's just the truth. It don't matter what version you try to read this in. That verse 9 says, for Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Portion, inheritance. Yeah, he got a portion of the estate of El. He ain't get the whole thing. Good night, boy. Look at it. Deuteronomy 32, 8-9. When the Most High, how you say Most High God in Hebrew? El Yon. Niggas know I'm not making this up. El Yon. When the Most High, El Yon, divided to the nations their inheritance. So who's dividing the nations their inheritance? Whoever the Most High or El is. He's the one giving the nations an inheritance. And the inheritance that he's given to the nations are different gods, different sons of his. We went and showed that El got all types of sons. What did you talking about? Let's just show you that real quick again. It ain't hard to understand. There go El again. We just showed y'all that. Knows what it says, Father of gods, right? Right? Father of gods. He got that crown on just like Osiris. Maybe he is Osiris. Okay, that's a whole nother topic. We're gonna stay on topic though. El was the father of God. Well, who are these gods that he's a father of? Look at El's genealogy. El got a swivel hip women's Now, hold on. If El was giving out an inheritance and divvying out to the nations, different gods and putting different gods over nations, and look at it, he's giving these inheritances to his children who are the gods over the nations. Look, El has a child named Anat, Ashtar, Baal, Mot, Shahar, Shalim, Shepesh, and who? Yahweh. Yam, Atarat, Hadad, 70 sons in total. Ain't there 70 nations? According to Genesis? Ain't there 70 nations in the Bible according to Genesis, the chart of nations? Ain't there 70 nations? Well, each one of them got a God put over them. And El is putting each one of his sons over each nation. His son Yahweh received an inheritance, right? And that inheritance was the nation of Israel or Jacob. Let's look at them equivalents to El. In Syrian, he's Dagon. In Mesopotamia, look who El is, y'all. Anu and Enlil. Oh, we talking about the Anunnakis now. In Rome, El is Saturn. In Greek, he's Kronos or Poseidon. Dang, son. No, El is giving out an inheritance to his sons, and he got 70 of them. Oh, y'all think it's a game? Hold on. Show y'all something else, man. Since everybody think we playing, man. Let's pull this Apocrypha up. They tell you right in the Apocrypha. Other gods over the nations. Ecclesiasticus chapter 17. I ain't pulled this out in a minute either. I ain't pulled this one out in a minute. Good night. Oof. Somebody gonna be mad. You gonna be mad at your little brother. I know, man. I know. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. It's right here. It's right here. For in the division, good night. Somebody gonna be mad at you, brother. You be all right. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's or Yahweh's portion. See, El is the one giving out inheritances to all his 70 sons. All his 70 sons receive rulership over a specific nation. But Yahweh received Israel, that nation. And that's right in your Apocrypha. Precepting that with Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32, 8-9 says Yahweh received an inheritance. That inheritance is Jacob, aka the nation of Israel. It also says when he separated the sons of Adam, where he divided his inheritance, right? He set the bounds of the people according to the children of Israel. For Jacob is the Lord's portion. Israel is the lot of his inheritance. We double back with Ecclesiasticus out of the Apocrypha, the book of Sirach. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler or a God over every people. But Israel is Yahweh's portion or Yahweh's portion. Y'all see that? Y'all see that, man? This is crazy, man. You understand, son? If y'all understand that, hey, look, man, biblical God, Yahweh received an inheritance from a God superior to him named El. That inheritance he received was the people or the nation of Israel. But by him receiving an inheritance, that proves that he is not the Almighty Creator, because who can give the Creator an inheritance but a superior being over him, being his Father? If y'all understand that, drop a 4,000 in the chat. Y'all see y'all brother ain't making none of this up, man. Y'all see we ain't making none of this up, man. Jesus, and I don't know what you ain't nobody got no question. You got a question? No one else got no question. We straight over here, boy. Dang. Let's read it again. Deuteronomy 32, 8-9. When the Most High El Elyon divided to the nations their inheritance. Just like we just read in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. So El is giving out inheritance to the nations. And the inheritance that the nations are all receiving gods over them. These gods are the 70 sons of El. When the Most High El Elyon divided to the nations their inheritance. When he separated the sons of Adam. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Verse 9. For Yahweh's portion. So for Yahweh's portion, he don't got the whole thing. He got a piece of the inheritance. For Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob or Israel is the lot of his inheritance. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Ahiah, or whatever you want to call biblical God. Jehovah, whatever you want to call biblical God, received an inheritance. The mere fact that he receives an inheritance proves he's not the creator. That's not a rocket science at all. That's not rocket science at all. Ooh, wait. Now look at this. Let's go into the Hebrew. What is an inheritance? Malachi. we got a nutcase in the chat that claim they Jesus. He said, I'm Jesus. What's y'all questions? We ain't got no questions for you, you idiot. You false God. Ain't no questions for you. You better be happy you ain't in our presence, boy. You get swift kicked up the jibs past your shoulder blades and sent on your way. How about that? That's good enough for you? If you was in my presence right now, I'll swift kick you up your rear end. Kick your rear end up past your shoulder blades and send you away limping. How about that? Belt the ass, boy. Now, what is an inheritance? What is an inheritance? An inheritance is Nakalah. Nak Allah. In the Hebrew, properly, something inherited. I.e., abstractly, occupancy, or concretely, an heirloom. Generally, an estate, patrimony, or portion. Heritage, to inherit, inherited possession. Look at that. I remember your boy from the Girl Scouts of Israel, Mahar, he jumped on Celi's live. That's when he jumped on her. We didn't even put him in the hot seat. He decided to get on. And we brought this verse out. Hey man, you know your God received an inheritance. Right? Only sons receive an inheritance from their fathers. Sons don't give an inheritance to their fathers. Fathers give inheritance to their sons. So the fact that your God received an inheritance proves he has a father and proves he's not the almighty creator. Do you know this slow gas Negro whose elevator is stuck in the basement had the nerve to say that sons give an inheritance to the father? That's why I said, and that's why I said, ain't no way in the world that man could ever teach us anything. No, you won't be teaching us a damn thing, buddy. If you don't know that an inheritance is something that's received from a son, or from a father to a son. If you don't know an inheritance is something that's passed down from father to son, boy, you belong on the short bus. You belong on the short bus. Yes, your God received an inheritance, man. Yeah. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. That boy had the unmitigated gall, Dread, to say, I was like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. He He had the nerve to say sons give an inheritance to fathers. God, bro. Mm. No, genius. No. No. I saw him caught. No, man. Nah, bro. Built the ass on that, bro. Come on, Asar. You know good and well. Look, Asar. Come on, bro. You know good and well that an inheritance is something that's passed down, man. An inheritance is passed down. Inheritance is something that's passed down. It don't go the other way. That boy is slow gas. And got the nerve to call himself an army. Boy, you are the Girl Scouts of Israel. Over there selling Girl Scout cookies. Sell me some tree falls. I like them tree fall cookies. But say I need me a box of tree falls. Let me know when I can order me some Girl Scout cookies. Ain't no way in the world that you even believe this. The biblical God received an inheritance. Biblical God, his name is Yahweh or Yahweh. Or however y'all pronounce it, Yhwh. In your own Bible, he receives an inheritance. The fact that he received an inheritance proves that he is not the almighty creator. So now y'all stuck in a vortex. Can't get out of it because you've been worshiping Yahweh or Yahweh. Yeah. You've been worshiping him. You've been wrestling with him. You done saw his backside. Abraham done ate with him. Moses and them done ate with him. He done got jealous. He done did all types of crazy behaviors, that prove that he's a one-time mortal, a man. And we just showed you the image of Yahweh. What the hell is going on? No, we can't let you off the hook with that belt to ass. And that's why we've been telling you boys, look, get in the ring, man. Get in the ring, man. Bible makes you blind. What my boy Nazir say, boy, I swear the blind Bible believers can't read. They can't read. Man, it's crazy, man. Because look, I was once there. I've read that verse 1,000 times. But I read it from the position of showing that God is a separatist. He separated the sons of Adam. I'm reading right over, not realizing, boy, your God is receiving an inheritance. It never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind that, like bro say, you worshiping the love homie. That ain't the creator if he's receiving an inheritance, genius. It never crossed my mind, boy. I'm telling you, the God spell. And that blood magic is a hell of a drug, man. Look, you be right in the middle of something, swearing you right. You did. It's only when you come up out of that, man. Hey, man. Hindsight 2020. I be like, oh my God, bro. I can't believe I read over it 1,000 times. I can't believe that, man. Like, how the hell did I miss that? You know, I've been banging 20 plus years in this thing, man. How the hell did I miss that? You dig? It make you really sit back and do some self-evaluation at times and be like, man, what the hell, nigga? How did you miss that? Dang, that's crazy, boy. You got to come up out of that blood magic, man. What you say, boy? Slow gas. There's no gas. Hey, Captain, let me go get some. Boy, I'm telling you, you just can't get around it, man. It's just like you got to just be real with yourself. You did, and you got people like what I'm saying is this, y'all. If the credit game closed or WASP up and never opened it up again, you still got a problem in Bible. You still got a problem in Bible. Your God is receiving an inheritance from another God. I know in Bible, you know, okay, no, Yahweh is El, and you know, sometimes Baal, and Baal means Lord. And y'all look, historically speaking, those are three different gods. One is the father, him named El, and he got 70 sons, amongst whom are Baal and Yhwh or Yahweh. And then we see right in Bible, Elyon is giving out an inheritance to every nation, right? And over every nation, he's putting one of his sons. It just so happened with the nation of Israel or Jacob, he gave that to who? Yhwh or Yahweh. But y'all that prove Yahweh is not the creator then. And you've been so zealous, boy. You've been so zealous, cutting off folk, not dealing with your family. See, it's about this law. See, it's all about this ta-ta-wa-ra. You've been thinking you've been speaking Paleo Hebrew, boy. You've been speaking pig Latin. You've been putting your garments on and you got your staffs and Khan, Shalom, and Torah portion and pouring over all these dry Torah portions. And boy, you've been up under the kneecaps of a damn false god, a demon. Y'all will act like a damn devil at times. Boy, if you ain't look, if he ain't got his blood, boy, if you ain't gave him his blood, he off his meds. He liable to kill everything breathing. I gotta be real with you. You dig? You in a trap from Genesis, the first page, to Revelation, the last page, boy. And it ends with you in a box. Half the size of the current United States of America. 1.9 million square miles. The United States of America is 3.8 square miles. 3.8 million square miles. The whole thing is a trap. You compromise from Genesis, the first page, to Revelation, the last page. And right in there, boy, your God is receiving an inheritance. I don't know how I missed that this whole time. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. It's like, other than that blood magic and that God spell is a hell of a drug. I was drunk on the Jeebus juice, boy. I had to be drunk as a mug on some Jesus juice, boy. The blood of Jesus. Had to be. There's no way I missed that. There's no way. The only way you missed that is if your ass was drunk. El worshiping the land of Canaan by Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Genesis 14, 18 through 20. And Melchizedek, king of Jerusalem. Jerusalem or Salem is in the land of Canaan, y'all. So if he's a king, he got a throne, he wore a crown, and he got a kingdom he ruled over. The Israelites ain't even been birthed yet. This is just Abraham skipping through her. So Abraham is skipping through the land of Canaan, and in the land of Canaan, there's already a sitting king, sitting on a throne with a crown on his head, ruling over a kingdom. His name is Melchizedek. What happens? Brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. When you read it in the Hebrew, it says Elyon. So if he's the king and priest, that means he's the high priest then. So if he's a king, remember, he got a throne, he got a crown, and he got an entire kingdom he ruled over. And if he's a high priest or a priest, right, he's part of a whole priesthood. That means there's an altar that he officiates at. He offers up offerings, burnt offerings, and sacrifices. So you mean to tell me when Abraham skipped through the land of Canaan, there's already an established temple, altar, priesthood, high priest, throne, kingdom, and crown being worn by this guy right here, who just so happens to be the priest of El, the father of gods in the land of Canaan. But that ain't the Canaanite god El, though. There's already an established priesthood at temple, altars. There's already an established kingdom, and there's a king ruling over that kingdom, sitting on the throne with a crown on his head. Dang, bro. How did I miss that all these years? Huh? And Melchizedek, or Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine. He was the priest of the Most High God, or El Elyon. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abraham of El Elyon." So this high priest of El blesses Abram in Bible in the name of El, who's already the chief deity in the land of Canaan, who already has a sitting temple. There's already an altar. There's already a holy of holies. There's already sacrifices being gave to him. By the time Abraham skipped through the land of Canaan, that's already happened. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abraham, or Abram of El Elyon, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be El Elyon, which have delivered your enemies into your hand." And he gave him tithes of all. Good night, boy. There go El right there. That's him. There he is right there. There he is right there. That's the chief deity of Canaan. That's being worshipped and served and being given offerings and has a temple. And there he is right there, y'all. He's already being worshipped in the land of Canaan when Abraham decided to go into the land of Canaan. Good night. Good night. What you want me to say? I didn't write the book. You got El giving out an inheritance to Yhwh, which is the Israelites, and El being worshipped already in Canaan. Dang, what you want me to say? Okay, shalom. The same as H8003, peaceful, shalem, an early name of who? Jerusalem. Jerusalem is in the land of Canaan. I ain't making this up. El, shortened from 352, strength as adjective, mighty, especially the Almighty, being used also of any deity. Then also say of her idol, mighty one, power, strong. Isaac blesses Jacob in the name of El. Look at this. Look at this. Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother. This is what Isaac is telling Jacob after Jacob deceived him and stole Esau's birthright and blessing. Isaac, when he found out he was deceived, he blesses Jacob and send him away in the name of El. And told him, go marry one of your first cousins. Yes, Jacob's wives, Leah and Rachel, were his first cousins. Jacob and Esau's mama, Rebecca, had a brother named Laban, right? Who had daughters named Rachel and Leah. Jacob, two wives were his first cousins. Yes. I watch some bros run around here talking about kissing cousins. They're attracted to their female cousins, kissing cousins. Yeah. And look what Isaac told Jacob. And El, and God, or El Almighty, bless thee and make thee fruitful and multiply thee, that thou mayest be a multitude of people, and give thee blessing, and give thee the blessing of Abraham. Remember, Abraham got blessed by Melchizedek in the name of El. So that blessing passed, the blessing of El, the Canaanite god, passed from Abraham to Isaac. Isaac is throwing it on Jacob now. Give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee and your seed with thee, that you mayest inherit the land wherein you are a stranger, which El gave unto Abraham. Jacob erects altars to El in the land of Canaan. Genesis 35, 3, 7, and 11. And let us arise and go up to Bethel. I will make thee an altar unto who? El. Y'all, the Israelites ain't even in the Israelites ain't even in they don't come into the land of Canaan as a nation until after they leave Egypt, biblically speaking. Y'all, this is in Genesis. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are in the land of Canaan as strangers. Yeah. Yeah, Cal, they first cousins. A lot of people don't even trip off that. Jacob, Leah, and Rachel, and Esau are all first cousins. He went to his uncle Laban and had sex with his daughters, which would be Jacob and Esau's cousins, Rachel and Leah. Good night, boy. Look at this right here. And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto El, who answered me in the day of my distress and was with me in the day which I went. Verse 7, and he built there an altar and called the place El Bethel, because their God El appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother. And God said unto him, notice what it said, and El appeared unto him. How did El appear unto him looking? So he saw El. You done saw him now too. El appeared unto him, which means your God is in the form and figure of a man. Yeah. Remember, the creator is unseen. No man has seen the creator at any time. John 1 and 18. Oh, Jesus saying your Bible, right? John 1 and 18, John 5 and 37, and 1 John 4 and 12. No man has seen the Father at any time, nor seen his shape. So if El appeared unto Jacob, that means Jacob saw El. That's what El looked like. And if Jacob saw El, that means El was in the form and figure of a man. The creator is not in form and figure of any of his creation or its creation at all. The creator is unseen. Even according to your Bible, according to Jesus in the Bible, the creator is unseen. No man has ever seen the Father at any time. So who is this appearing to Jacob? All you gotta do is just slow down, man. If you slow down, you're gonna be like, whoa, man, hold on, cuz. Look at this. Genesis 35 and 7. He built there an altar and called the place El Bethel, because there God appeared unto him. Just like the Lord appeared unto Abraham in the plains of Mamre. Abraham saw your God, Yahweh, and ate with him. What'd you say, Carol? Bethel equal house of El, a Canaanite deity. Y'all, look, we can't make this type of stuff up. Why you think the Girl Scouts of Israel won't debate none of this? You called your God out. Your God is a devil or a demon. Your book is corrupted and your elevator stuck in the basement. Debate it. You niggas is under blood magic. And Abraham gets blessed by the priest of El after he finished spilling blood. He just went and slaughtered the kings and brought back the inhabitants of Sodom and Gomorrah in Genesis 14, where Melchizedek came out and blessed in the name of El and brought out bread and wine. That's after Abraham spilled blood. There's always blood being spilled. It's blood magic. It's blood magic. You said, boy, looking musty, huh? And look, after he appeared to him, look what El say to Jacob. And God said unto him, I am El, Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. Nation, the company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. Now look at your boy Baal. Baal is one of the sons of El. Correct? Look at this slope-headed monstrosity right here. Baal. And if you serve Yahweh or Yahweh, huh? Well, that means Baal is your uncle. Because Baal was one of the sons of El too. Dang, dog. You might call him Uncle Baal. And Yahweh and Baal, or Yahweh and Baal are brothers or siblings, but they're in competition with one another over who gonna rule Israel. This is the biblical narrative. This is why you see God or Yahweh say, I'm jealous. This is why. These are competing siblings. Yeah, bro, Uncle Baal. All right, so look, let's get into it. Because we pulled up the Ugaritic, the Baal cycle, the Ugaritic literature, right? And we got to compare and contrast between Baal of Canaan and Yahweh in Bible. Baal in Canaan and Yahweh in Bible. You dig? Matter of fact, y'all, go ahead and let me grab me something to drink real quick, little taste. Stretch your legs. Coming right back. We coming right back. Oh, wait. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, we out here cooking a little taste. Y'all know how we do. Out here getting it in. You dig? We just slow rolling. That's what we doing. We slow rolling, man. We gonna slow roll and let y'all and just show what it is. Because the naysayers are in denial, boy. Yeah, they ain't in denial about this. There ain't no getting around it. Baal and Yhwh are both portrayed with storm god imagery. Dang, this is this is one of the strongest parallels. So we went into the Ugaritic Baal cycle. All right, and we loaded it up, and we got the Ugaritic Baal cycle comparing El and Baal of Canaan with Yhwh or Yahweh in your Hebrew Bible. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. What do you say? The priest who created Yahweh copied the attributes of El and Baal. Ooh-wee. See my brother Cosmo Cal say, if your God been seen, it's an idol and it's a false demon, not even true God or the creator. Facts. You see why people scared of it. I bet that old Watson boy is a game changer. I can't even front. Game changer, man. Folks so mad. You did. But there's no other way. There's no other way. You understand, to tell you this other than put it right in your face so you can understand, like the trap. And then, like, hey, look, there's a kingdom waiting on you. You're gonna be a slave in that kingdom, though. Right? The false gods, their mission is to enslave your soul. You dig? Enslave your spirit. So when you cross over and enter their heavens, slave labor, your sweat equity is going to be used to further improve or augment their kingdom. Yeah, that's why we false god tripping. False god tripping, created gang banging. Yes. Love you enough to tell you, hey, you don't want to be, look, we go through enough hell in the flesh. Boy, you don't want to cross over and believe you so quoted and devoted and following the right deity or God or whatever. And you end up as a slave worming on your belly, boy. A slave to a false god. And you'll be there to his kingdom fall. Yeah. You be there to his kingdom fall. But don't look, the creator's so merciful, man. Where he ain't gonna leave you jammed up forever. Right, man. More than likely, he'll be sending one of us created gang brothers and sisters to deliver you out of that mess you made for yourself. Right. So the creator ain't even about eternal torment and burning your ass forever, and you know what I mean, because you made a mistake or you really couldn't get it together. Like you really couldn't fathom that you was dealing with a false god. You're gonna have to deal with the consequences of it for sure. You're gonna be a slave for sure. We'll go over some scriptures in our WASP, at a later date and show you the penalties for dying up under the vibration of a false god. Yeah, man. It did. But all praises to the Almighty that the Almighty is not, a damn maniac like, biblical God is portrayed to be. It did, because the creator ain't, some of us are parents. You already know if your child got themselves in a situation, eventually, you may let them sit for a little minute so we can learn. But eventually, what you gonna do? Let me go get my boy about it. Yeah, boy, you learn? I learn. Okay, well, come on. You all good. All right, like, look, do good so you can get good, boy. Okay. Yeah, that's it. You did. You ain't gonna be burning or in torment forever. You just gonna have you may spend a couple 100 years, man. You may spend a couple 100 years, you did, as a slave. And then forget about when this kingdom crack, and then it's a place of torment, a temporary place of torment for you, your false God and all his devotees. I mean, that y'all built for yourselves, though. See, that's the beautiful thing about the creator. The creator ain't creating the hells and putting you in them. No, you built your place of torment based off of your own actions. The actions that you did while you was breathing and living. You was digging your own grave. You know what I mean? So once you get on that other side, you die as a devotee to a false god. You become the slave to that false god. In that false god's kingdom, on your belly, weaning or scooting or sliding on your wiener, and being used for all types of slave labor, using your sweat equity to augment or improve his kingdom until his kingdom fall. And it will fall. It will fall. You dig? And then it may be a temporary stop or in a place of torment that you built for yourself. You may go from the place of torment into what's called a hell knot. Good night, boys. Suffocating gases. Oh my God. Millions of confused spirits all fused together, tied in one. You dig? And then the creator finally sent one of his sons and daughters, not even one, a gang of us. Hey, go clear out the lower heavens and deliver all them hells, man. Get my boys and girls together. You dig? And it's a skill. It's a Owaspi describe it as a very unique skill when it comes down to delivering hell and untying hell knots. Yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill you learn in the academies of the creator once you cross over. See, those of us who roll with the creator, when we cross over, you know what I mean? We start right on our resurrection process. We go right to school, you know, in college of creation and rolling with the creator and all that. And we learn, and one of the degrees that we learn after so many years of learning and advancing and training, like you bound as a slave in this kingdom, one of the things we learn is how to deliver hell and how to untie hell knots. There's an education or training that comes with it. The Owaspi is a very, very powerful read, man. He did. Very, very powerful read. All right, so let's look at this. And Joshua was overthrown by another false god named Christ. That's why Bible thumpers praise Christ today. Yeah, that's true. Christ usurp Yhwh with traits like wrath and vengeance. Yeah. Now look at this. This is out the Ugaritic Baal cycle. This is one of the strongest parallels. Baal and Yhwh are both portrayed with storm god imagery. This is one of the strongest parallels. In Cat 1.4, verses 6 through 9, after El permits Baal to have his palace, a Therat declares concerning Baal. May Baal make his rain abundant, give his voice in the cloud. Now you trip off how El is permitting Baal to have a palace. Why? Because El is the father of Baal. El is the chief deity in Canaan. El's Egyptian equivalent is Osiris or Osir. See? So he's permitting Baal to have a palace. All right, so a Therat declares concerning Baal. May Baal make his rain abundant, give his voice in the clouds, flash to the earth lightning. Smith and Petard explained that Baal's palace, thunder, and rain belong together. Baal's voice is thunder, and his appearance announces the return of fertility, producing rain. The Hebrew Bible applies remarkably similar language to Yahweh or Yahweh. Psalm 29 describes the voice of Yahweh is over the waters. The God of glory thunders. It continues with fire, lightning, imagery, and concludes that Yahweh sits enthroned king forever. Psalm 68:5 goes further. Extol him who rides the clouds. Yahweh is his name. Isaiah 19:1 similarly depicts Yahweh mounted on a swift cloud. Parallel. Baal and Yahweh can both be presented or represented as the divine king associated with clouds, thunder, lightning, rain, and the heavens. So that's showing you right there that there's nothing unique about the character of Yahweh. Why? Because it's almost a mirror image of Baal. So how is it that your God is set apart and above other gods when he has the same divine attributes? Same divine attributes. Same moral character. You see? Same. So how is your God set apart? And if your God is not set apart or holy or any different than the Canaanite gods, how are the Israelites, his followers, set apart or holy from the inhabitants of Canaan who are worshiping Baal? How? Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Huh? Look at this right here. The title Cloud Rider is especially significant. In Ugaritic literature, Baal bears the famous epithet traditionally translated rider on the clouds or cloud rider. The attached volume preserves this terminology when describing a curse of drought. For 7 years may Baal curse you. 8, the cloud rider. No dew, no rain. Biblical writers employ the same broad divine rider imagery for Yahweh. Psalm 68:5, Yahweh rides the clouds. Deuteronomy 33:26, God comes riding through the heavens, through the skies. Psalms 104:3, God makes clouds his chariot. Isaiah 19:1, Yahweh is mounted on a swift cloud. This is one of the clearest examples of the Hebrew Bible employing imagery familiar from the older Northwest Semitic religious world. There's nothing set apart about Yahweh the Bible and the deities of Canaan. What's set apart about it? What's different? If it's all similar, if it's almost a mirror image, then he's not set apart or holy. We already showed where biblical Yahweh receives an inheritance. Now we're showing him with the same attributes and moral character as Baal, a false god. Point number 3, both gods' voices are represented by thunder. The climax of Cap 1.48 is extraordinary. Baal opened a break in the clouds. Baal gave forth his holy voice. The mountains then trembled before that voice. Compare Psalm 29. The voice of Yahweh is over the waters. The God of glory thunders. The same psalm associates the voice with overwhelming natural power, fire, mountains, wilderness, and divine kingship. So the conceptual pattern between Baal and Yahweh is almost identical. If that makes sense, y'all. If that's making some understanding, if it's resonating with your spirit, drop a vortex in the chat, man. Let's cook. It'll tell you right there. So the conceptual pattern is almost identical. Good night, boy. Good night, boy. Good night, boy. So your God, Yahweh, has identical divine attributes as Baal of Canaan. How could you call him set apart? How could you call him holy? How? Just make it make sense. That's all we saying. Just make it make sense. Oh, you can say, oh, that's that Yahweh, not my Yahweh. Now we're comparing Bible with the Ugaritic Baal cycle, with the literature from Canaan. And Canaan's gods, in character and divine attributes, are identical to biblical God, Yahweh. Oh, but don't forget, biblical God Yahweh is in the land of Canaan. What you say, DC Sniper? They tell you he came from Mount Seir. It do. From the wilderness of Paran and Seir. That's where he from. And eventually made his way into Canaan, huh? The Lord is from Seir. Good night, boy. I know, man. I know. That's why I told them boys, man. Even my beloved brother Ruban, that boy, look, you know I love him. That's my bruh. He did. But he's largely he's largely deceived. He's deceived. And he's in denial right now. But that's the one thing about Bond. He ain't gonna get on. He don't play ball. He's not gonna get on the field and put no points on the board at all. That's my brother, man. I got priceless memories with Ruban. Boy, look, man. I'm trying to tell you. Me and that brother go back. You dig? Like straight up. But he's in denial right now, man. You dig? He's in heavy denial. You dig? And it's like, bro, I don't even know. Well, I do know why you can't see it. You dig? But a lot of it got to do with you refusing, because Ruban, this ain't hard, bro. It ain't hard to grasp this. This is real easy. You know what I mean? You just got to take yourself out of it. Take yourself out of it and just be real with yourself. You dig? I wouldn't be able to even produce all this or come up with all this if it wasn't true. You dig? Straight up. And if any of this ain't true, then guess what? Y'all should have been ran down on me, boy. You should have been ran down and called everybody out. Called everybody out for the fade, for the debate. Let's do it. I started in-house first, St. Louis. Called everybody out for the fade. Let's go. If I'm wrong, then I put it down. You dig? And that was y'all best bet. Y'all should have took the fade back then. Now, oh my God, bro. Man, all the info I got now, boy. And it's as strong as I done got now, bro, it's all over but the shouting. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Don't get in the ring unless you're ready to come over this way. You did. It's just what it is. So look at this right here. Baal versus Yhwh. Ugaritic Baal, biblical Yhwh. Ugaritic Baal, voice equal thunder. Biblical Yhwh, voice equal thunder. Ugaritic Baal, break / opening in clouds. Biblical Yhwh, rides clouds in heavens. Ugaritic Baal, lightning. Biblical Yhwh, flames of fire. Ugaritic Baal, mountains tremble. Biblical Yhwh, Lebanon / Syrian tremble. Those are mountains. Yeah. Ugaritic Baal, divine kingship. Biblical Yhwh, king forever. Ugaritic Baal, rain giver. Biblical Yhwh, rain giver. So you can put the visuals on it so you can have it. So you can know. Your God ain't set apart, ain't nothing special about him. He's a mirror image of the gods of Canaan. He's a mirror of the gods of Canaan. It makes sense. They are family. This is not merely a vague similarity. You heard this? The clusters of imagery belong to the same ancient Levantine poetic environment, which means what? Ain't nothing special about your deity, boy. Your deity ain't set apart and above all gods. You wonder why won't nobody debate it? Debate it. Get y'all ass in the ring, man. Belt the ass. Two brothers battling just like Jacob and Esau. Absolutely, brother. That's the best way to go about that. That's the best way to go about that to get the bruises in. If we just come off and say, Yahweh is Baal, then you niggas gonna go to the scriptures and be like, well, they was, Yahweh was against Baal in the Bible. And we just gonna put it where everybody can understand it. Baal and Yahweh are brothers. And they fighting each other like Cain and Abel. Or Esau and Jacob. And you keep it like that, and then it's like it's undeniable at that point. You know what I mean? It's undeniable. And then his brothers, start growing and understanding more, then you can be like, hey, well, look, bro, look. You know what I mean? We all just victims of the lying pens of the scribes anyway. You know what I mean? The biblical writers crafted all this like this, so you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the best way to describe it. DC Sniper. Two brothers battling just like Jacob and Esau. And look, no biblical thumper can deny that. Indeed, Smith and Batard emphasized that rain is foundational to Baal's character because Ugaritic agriculture depended upon it. Each major portion of Baal's cycle tends toward the triumphant return of the rains, especially with the beginning of the autumn rainy season. Yeah. Baal therefore functions as the one who provides the rain that sustains agriculture. The Bible deliberately transfers that claim to Yahweh. The confrontation with Baal in 1 Kings 17 through 18 is particularly important because it concerns a drought. Yahweh announced, I will send rain upon the earth. 1 Kings 18:1. Thus, 1 Kings 18 is more than a contest over which God can produce fire. It takes place during a drought. and ultimately presents Yahweh, not Baal, as controller of rain. Elijah asked Israel to choose between the two deities. Point number 5. Both the warrior kings who defeat cosmic enemies. The attached study divides the Baal cycle into 3 major episodes. Baal's conflict with Yam, the sea. Baal's acquisition of his palace. Baal's conflict with Mot, for death. Excuse me. After obtaining his palace, Baal's thunderous manifestation causes his enemies to flee. He asks, "O enemies of Hadad, why do you tremble?" And is explicitly called the warrior. The Hebrew Bible contains strikingly similar divine combat imagery. Psalm 74 says to Yahweh, "You drove back the sea with your might." And then describes God crushing the sea monsters and Leviathan. Psalm 89 portrays Yahweh ruling the raging sea and crushing Rahab. Isaiah 27:1 describes Yahweh killing Leviathan, the twisting serpent, the dragon of the sea. The motif is therefore storm, warrior, conflict with sea, victory, kingship, fertility, order. That pattern is deeply rooted in Northwest Semitic mythology and biblical poetry. There ain't nothing special. See? That pattern is deeply rooted in Northwest Semitic mythology. There ain't nothing special set apart about biblical Yahweh or Yahweh. It's not. He's damn near a mirror image of the gods of Canaan. There may be a slight difference here and there, but he's damn near a mirror image. Identical. If y'all understand that, drop a 20,000 in the chat. We put 20 up on the board, baby. Let's work. Let's work. Let's work. Oh man, hey, Larry Jackson, boy. Hey, you understand? You understand? After my bros get done with you, boy, it's snipers on the roof. It's snipers on the roof, boy. You can't even. Hey, look, this is a no-fly zone. This is a no-fly zone. You came in here saying you was Jesus, boy. I already told you. Around here, you get kicked up your rear end and it get put up past your shoulder blades, and you get sent on your way limping. We don't play none of that around here. We don't play none of that. Belt the ass. Your best bet is to sit in here and act like you not listening. It's just what it is. My people don't play about none of that. It's just what it is. Look at this right here. The Canaanite roots of Israel's worship. Baal, El worship, Israelite worship. Look at that, boy. Yeah, that's damn near identical. Baal and El worship on the left. Israelite worship on the right. You know, difference, man. Sacrifices equal seasonal feasts equal temple services. Point number 6, both religions connected the deity's earthly temple with his heavenly residence. Smith and Petard stressed that at Yhwh, the heavenly palace and earthly temple were theologically related. Temple ritual created a setting in which the deity could be regarded as present and accessible to worshipers. The Baal cycle itself is dominated by Baal's quest to obtain a palace. When the palace is completed, my house I have built of silver, my palace of gold. The biblical temple likewise functions as the earthly dwelling place of Yahweh. Exodus 15:17 calls it the place you made to dwell in, the sanctuary which your hands established. So in both systems, there is a theological correspondence. Heavenly divine residence, earthly temple / sanctuary. The physical Baal temple and the Jerusalem temple have notable structural similarities. Oh my God, even your temples look the same. What the hell is going on here? You know, the house that Solomon built, it wasn't nothing unique about it. It wasn't nothing unique about the house that Solomon built, huh? That David wanted to build. Look at this. The attached volume provides unusually valuable archaeological information about Baal's temple at Yhwh. The temple identified with Baal had a surrounding temple wall, an exterior courtyard, a substantial altar in the courtyard, a temple raised on a podium, a front vestibule, a larger rear cella, a staircase apparently leading upward to the roof. The Jerusalem temple described in 1 Kings likewise proceeds inward through increasingly restricted sacred space. Its innermost chamber was the Debir/Holy of Holies. He built it inside as an inner sanctuary as the most holy place. 1 Kings 6:16. Okay, well, let's compare broad architectural comparison. Hold on, son. Hold on, son. Cal on your helmet, boy. You better be careful, boy, before you find yourself blocked. Bro, them don't be playing. So we got your Baal temple versus your Yhwh temple, both in the land of Canaan. So dang, so your gods got the same attributes, and even the dwelling place of your gods, temples. They're built the same? Huh? Those buildings are damn near identical. Look at that. Sacred compound, sacred complex. Both got a courtyards. Large altar, great sacrificial altar. Look at that. Elevated sanctuary, elevated temple. A vestibule or a porch, U-line porch. A cellar or cella, a hakal. Rear sacred space, holy of holies. You did. I remember Selah Shalom brought that out a while back. The holy of holies in the Canaanite temple. I say, dang, are you serious? Both got a divine dwelling or a divine residence. And both temples are overcovered in cedar and precious materials, or cedar and gold. Look at that, y'all. Temple's identical, man. The whole setup, the whole structure is identical. Can't get around that, man. There ain't no getting around it. Larry, you can stay. Larry, you can say, boy, do y'all know JJ slow ass? I want some sign up for a preliminary and debate. Boy, your boys are running. What the hell you mean? JJ, look, boy, go grab the Girl Scouts of Israel. I told them boys God is the devil and their book is corrupted and their elevator is stuck in the basement. What the hell you got to do with any of this? Belt to ass. That's what we debating. We debating that biblical God is a demon, that the book is corrupted. That's what we debating. Now, unless you still an adherent to biblical God or in Bible, but if you ain't got nothing to do with this. Get that ass in the ring. I already put the topic out and everything. There you talking about some stop all the propaganda. You already got your feet whooped. The hell are you talking about? I called them boys out because they came for us. You ain't got nothing to do with this. Belt to ass. The topic is their God is a damn demon and a book is corrupted. Get that ass in the ring. They said they didn't want to debate. The hell you got to do with this? You a voodoo priest now. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Yeah, this boy JJ just sent me a message talking about some preliminary and debate. Nigga, what the Fuck you running from who? We already whooped your ass. What is, man? I think JJ slow, man. I really think Mandinka Mally, little JJ 7000 is slow gas, like for real, for real. I don't even get how he even like, boy. I call them niggas out over they God and they book. You don't even rock with them no more. You don't even rock with the God in the Bible no more. You a voodoo priest now. So who running? They all said no. You owe some of this, old man? No. So who running? What the fuck are you talking about? Look, tell them boys, I already told them, debate your God is the devil, a demon, and your Bible is corrupt. Belt to ass, get in the ring. That's the topic. Now, if they agree to that, it's 4 of us, and they can, I guess they can have you as a fourth wheel, whatever. But that's the topic, and we're gonna do it on Killer Priest platform. And no, we don't need you to talk to Killer Priest for us. We don't. We have his number. You don't went from trying to moderate the debate to trying to get in it. Why? Because we already whooped your feet, boy. Wig shot after wig shot. Belt to ass, get in the ring. The topic is your God is demonic. And your book is corrupted, debated. That's the topic. Topic ain't nothing else. Belt to ass. Every last one of them said no. So what the hell you mean running? Who's running? What the hell is wrong? Man, look, bro, let me keep going. I'm not even tripping off you. The hell you mean preliminary? They ain't even said yes to a debate. The hell is wrong with you, man? Dude, you was slow. Look at this. The biblical temple's inner sanctuary is specifically described as cedar lined and overlaid with gold. Yeah, the temples is designed exactly the same. Your gods have the same characters and divine attributes. You're in the same land, the land of Canaan, and you call them the exact same name of Canaan's gods. But you not no Canaanite, though. But your God ain't a false God, though. There's nothing unique about him. Nothing unique even about the structure of the temple and what you over there officiating. What's unique about it? Yeah, we whooped JJ out his whole name. Hell, so I don't, man. Anyway. Point number 8, animal sacrifice is a major similarity. After Baal's palace is completed, the Baal cycle describes an enormous divine banquet. He slaughtered large stock as well as small, including bulls, rams, calves, sheep, and kids. I don't read nothing about no pork, crab, shrimp, and lobsters, do we? Oh, that's quote unquote clean flesh according to the Bible. Huh? Well, that's what's going on in the temple of Baal. Baal then invites the divine family, including the 70 children of Atharat and El, and supplies meat, seton, and wine. Well, guess who would have been amongst them? Amongst the 70 children of El and Atharat? Yhwh. Yhwh would have been amongst that. The author specifically identified these banquet descriptions as reflecting sacrificial and liturgical practice known from Yhwh. Israelite worship employs essentially the same categories of sacrificial livestock. Leviticus 1 and 3 commands that a burnt offering from the herd be a male without blemish. The Hebrew sacrificial system also employs bulls, sheep, rams, lambs, goats, grain, oil, wine libations. The overlap in sacrificial commodities is therefore extensive. Point number 9. Ugaritic temples of both Baal and El were centers of sacrificial worship. This point is especially important to your question about Baal and El together. The attached study, which is the Ugaritic Baal cycle. The attached study reports ritual texts in which offerings alternate between the temple of El and the temple of Baal. It further states that preserved Ugaritic texts contain approximately 60 offerings to El and 419 to Baal under Baal's various titles. The authors conclude that the temples of Baal and El were especially important and that the king was regularly involved in rituals there. The Ugaritic worship was strongly royal, plus priestly, plus sacrificial, plus temple centered. 10. The royal court and the divine court mirror one another. The divine family of Ugarit is presented much like a royal household. Smith and Petard explained that the Ugaritic divine council reflects the organization of the earthly monarchic household. El is the patriarchal ruler, and the younger gods occupy subordinate positions. Baal's acquisition of a palace, therefore, represents far more than getting a residence. It legitimizes his kingship. The authors explicitly describe Baal's palace as the central symbol legitimizing his leadership of the divine assembly. The biblical temple likewise became inseparable from the Davidic monarchy, Jerusalem, and Yahweh's kingship, although the theological organization is different. Okay. Both traditions surround worship with feasting, meat, wine, and rejoicing. Baal's palace dedication is followed by a great banquet involving slaughtered animals and wine. Israelite pilgrimage festivals likewise combine sacrifice, communal meals, agricultural produce, wine, family participation, temple pilgrimage, rejoicing. Deuteronomy 16 says of Sukkot, after the ingathering of your threshing floor and your vat, Israel is to celebrate 7 days. It specifically includes sons, daughters, servants, Levites, foreigners, orphans, and widows in the rejoicing. This gives both cultures a strong agricultural, sacrificial, feasting complex. Good night, boy. All right, we may end it right here. Got on here to give y'all a little something to think about, a little taste. Just a little taste. This is easy for us, man. That's what I'm telling boys. Look, just get in the ring. You ain't do all that talking. You ain't nothing about all that talking. Just get in the ring. Let's get in the ring. Sukkot before Israel, the Feast of Tabernacles, was already going on in the land of Canaan, y'all. You dig? Or you Israelites skipped in the land of Canaan. It's already going on. Good night. Ugaritic Canaanite Baal's Harvest Festival, Israelite Feast of Tabernacles. Which is coming up? Which is coming up? All you Israelites are getting ready to keep the Feast of Sukkot or the Feast of Tabernacles. But the Canaanites keep the same feast in the same land and at the same time. Dang, the most striking calendar parallels the Ugaritic Autumn Festival in Sukkot. This is one of the most significant findings in your attached book. Smith and Petard discuss Ugaritic rituals, category 1.41, 1.87. They then make an extraordinary observation. The Ugaritic rites concentrate not on day 1, but on the 15th of the month and the 7 days following it, and state that this is closer to the Israelite Feast of Tabernacles. Compared to Torah, Ugaritic Fall Harvest Festival, Cat 1.41/1.87. First month of the Ugaritic year, which is the fall or autumn. And it's crazy because the 7th month on the biblical calendar, the Jewish folk call that the new year. They're about to change the year now. I think it's about to be the year 5788. They don't change it during the Passover. They change it in the autumn time when the feasts come up. Yeah. Blowing of trumpets, atonement, and Feast of Tabernacles. During that time, the biblical calendar switches a year. So it's coming up. I think it's about to be the year, 57? Cal, what year they say it's going to be, man? 5788 or something? I forgot, man. First month of Ugaritic year, major ritual beginning around the 15th, following by approximately 7 days. Autumn, harvest setting, grapes, wine, return of rainy season. Biblical Sukkot, Leviticus 23:34. On the 15th day of the 7th month, there shall be the Feast of Booths, 7 days. Leviticus 23:39 explicitly connects it with the completion of the land's harvest. A striking pattern. May close it with this, man. Give y'all something to think about. And what is the beautiful thing about what we do, y'all, is we can always come back and do different parts. I figure since my brother DC Sniper been bombing about this lately. He been putting up posts about El and the gods of Canaan, and hey, y'all go ahead, let's have a dialogue about it. People don't want to dialogue. Boy, when you put up that image of Yahweh on that boy Jakarta yesterday, boy, I know his stomach fell out his I know his heart fell out his stomach, boy. I'm trying to tell you. He was like, yeah, you got an image of El and Baal, but not a Yahweh. Boy, you put that picture up of that boy Yahweh, boy. Hey, boy, it was all over but the shouting, man. It was all over but the shouting. Like, damn. Yahweh do got a woolly beard, got him a little afro, got a Kango on. Ugaritic Festival versus Sukkot. It's identical. It's identical. Dude, look, they look like identical twins. Man, this stuff is identical, man. It ain't though. So if it's identical, then how is it set apart? How is it different? How? I'm just leave y'all with that something to think about, man. We did the research. We got it. Ugaritic Festival on the left, Biblical Feast of Tabernacles on the right. What season do they both go down in? Autumn. What's the agricultural context during this season? And y'all, all this is coming up. It's the ingathering of the grapes, Ugaritic fruit or grape harvest. What's the important day of these feasts? The 15th day. How long is the feast? 7 days. This is for both. This is for the Feast of Tabernacles and the Ugaritic Harvest Festival at the same time in the land of Canaan. It has the same duration, starts on the same day. You're harvesting the same crops. Wine and grapes, prominent in both. Threshing floor and wine press. Temple coat, yes. Sacrificial offerings, yes. Royal divine celebration, yes. Pilgrimage before Yahweh. Rain significance, beginning of the rainy season. On the right, biblical Sukkot follows dry season / harvest. Dang, man, it's the same thing. Not closer than you think. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, T-Bro. Keep working on him. You feel me? You can't get around this, though. It's the same thing. Yeah, T-Bro, I know you. Look, I already know you out there belt the ass, boy. I already know, man. I already know. Brothers just be in denial, man. Yeah. But he asked Yakin. He asked the DC Sniper for an image of Yahweh, boy. He put it right in his face. Boy, it's like his heart fell out his chest, like, dang. But if you see, we're going to end it right there, y'all. But if you see that the Feast of Tabernacles on the right and the Ugaritic Harvest Festival on the left in the land of Canaan, both in the land of Canaan, right, are identical. In season and what they harvesting and the start date and the duration, and everything else in between. If you see that, drop a vortex in the chat, man. That deal say that is a genuine chronological and agricultural parallel. Sukkot sacrifices are especially comparable with large Ugaritic sacrificial feasts. Numbers 29 and 12 begins Sukkot on the 15th day, of the 7th month. The first day's temple offering includes 13 bulls, 2 rams, 14 yearling lambs, grain offerings, libations, 1 goat, in addition to the regular offering. The number of bulls decreases during the 7-day festival. The Ugaritic Baal celebration similarly emphasizes slaughtered bulls and fattening rams, along with calves, sheep, kids, and wine. So both traditions unite. Temple plus autumn plus animal sacrifice plus wine plus communal divine feast plus multi-day celebration. So you wonder why it tell you right in Bible, I despise your feast days. Good night. We ended with this, right? I despise your feast days. Amos 5:21. I despise your feast days. And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. This is a lot of yours. Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace of your fat beast. Take thou away from me the noise of your songs, for I will not hear the melody of your viols. But let judgment run down as the waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. Why? Because all that ain't got nothing to do with no righteousness and justice. Look at this. Have you offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But you have carried the tabernacle of your Molech and Chiun, your images, the star of your God, which you made to yourselves. That's a lot of yours. This ain't got nothing to do with the creator of heaven and earth, of suns, moons, and stars. All these are rituals to false gods. Now let's look at Amos 5:25 through 26 in the New and Living Translation. Look what it said. Was it to me you were bringing sacrifices and offerings during the 40 years in the wilderness, Israel? Look what it say. No. The answer is no. You served your pagan gods. Sakuf, which just so happened to sound like Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles. No, you served your pagan god, Sakuf, your king god, and Kaiwan, your star god, the images you made unto yourselves. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, ooh-wee. I despise your feast days, boy. Hey, you're a Mayab out of OKC. Boy, that shit you did last night was dried in wolf coochie, boy. Hey, put some points on the board. Catch up. Catch up. You dig? I despise your feast days, huh? Is it because you've been serving your pagan gods? Is it because the Creator never gave burnt offerings and sacrifices? Huh? He said them sacrifices that you was giving and didn't go to me. I despise everything about them. Why? Because they're all festivals and feasts to a false god. Boy, you might as well be doing Halloween and going on Easter egg hunts. Now, you're no less pagan than those who go on Easter egg hunts and eat their Easter ham and bow to Christmas trees, my brother. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. If you got some understanding today, y'all drop a 10,000 in the chat. CGG. Y'all know how we do, boy. We still cooking. We still cooking.
Yeah.
Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old texts lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old texts lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Sirens in the night, nobody shocked at the noise. Yellow tape stretch where they once played as boys. Numbers on the screen turning life to a choice. Timeline scroll quick, life never had a voice. Crowds gather round, but the questions remain. Everybody seen it, but ain't got a name. Patterns in the chaos, but it's easier to blame with whatever narrative the channels want to frame. flame. History buried, but it bleed through the cracks. Old warnings written, now they line up with facts. Same cycles turning, just a different set of acts. Same end result every time it collapses. Nobody asking why the pressure's immense, or why it feel heavier just to exist. Everything loud, laced with suspense, like something got taken without any compense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Books full of knowledge, but the spirit get ignored. Mapped out the stars, they think Saturn's the Lord. Charts on the wall, got them feeling the shore. Cut off anything that ain't measured or explored. Teach what they see, all else is dismissed. Call it blasphemy if it don't coexist with the data they gather in the systems they script. Truth get narrowed down to the lens they equip. People walk around like they stuck in a phase. Talk like they living, but they lost in a maze. Can't tell the difference, real life in the stage. Playing out scripts that they write on a page. Try to speak deeper, get labeled intense. Say it's too much or it don't make sense. But the more that they reject, the more it commence. Like a loop that repeat with a porous defense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Big buildings rise, put a crown on the place. Call it center of the world, everything in second place. Power gets stacked, now it's all about the race. Who can dominate the map, who can regulate the space. Leaders speak loud, but it's all self-interest. Every move calculated, never random in the business. Send waves out with just to widen the distance between those who comply and those in resistance. Glory on display, make it look like it's pure, but behind closed doors, it's a different report. Decisions getting made that the public can't afford, where disease get patented without no cure. Expansion the goal and never knowing it end. Armies of the gods cleanse the land of descent. Every structure built will eventually bend. When it's rooted in control, it despises free men. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Time coming close where it won't be belief. Things getting shown, put the doubters to sleep. Not a matter of opinion, a scientific retreat. When it's sight in the eye, can't deny what it sees. Proof in the works, even if it take time. Generations build just to reach that line where the truth stand clear, not hidden in lies. And the ones who deny get washed in the tide. Some will accept, some will turn away fast. Some in the trance to the spells that they cast, but the ship still move, it the way to just pass. Answers was written before the questions was asked. Everything aligned and every sign killed fear. Past meet present, now the picture feel clear. What was once questioned now's turning the gears, and the record been there, just ignored through the years. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
I speed a book that make it all make sense. Yeah.
Fetal in the room, the spirit remain. Cold spot hit and the temperature change.
Same bad habit, different way to obtain.
Still here stuck without a humanly frame.
Shift to the rooms where the smokers change.
In the mix, in the kitchen, in the meats and grains.
Corners of alleys where the dice get played.
At the table at the weddings where the toast get made. Vito seen a man get shot, it was heard across town. Couple weeks later, same corner, more rounds. Nobody thinking that this man's still around, but something fell off when the sun sun meet the ground. Same late nights, same drinks go down. Same tight anger that he had being found. Shorty's feeling watch, been hearing some sound. Sometimes the light flickers, she swear it's profound. They still want intoxicants, remember the vice. They still chase the same, live on temporary highs. Don't know that they dead, thought they ducked that line and returned to the places that they used to reside. They walk with everybody, each breath in stride. They on the far side and they passing you by. Fresh out the body, but lost in the mind. Just stuck in the loop, untouched by time.
Feel in the room, the spirit remains.
Cold spot hit and the temperature changed.
Same bad habit, different way to obtain.
Still here, stuck without a humanly frame.
Drift to the rooms where the smokers change.
In the mix, in the kitchen, in the meats and grains.
Corners of alleys where the dice get played.
At the table, at the weddings where the toast get made. Fetal. Walk in the bar, the whole vibe on right, like pressure getting trapped up inside of a pipe. People laughing loud, but it don't feel right, like something sit in the thick of the night. Back of the club where the fights ignite, that's where they all gather. When the energy spike, they ain't evil by nature or acting out of spite. They don't know how to grapple with their spiritual might. Same with the man taking shots at the bar. Fetal sitting next to him, opening scars. Prey on the weak, cause they see all the cards and siphon all the essence that you hold in your heart. They move with the living unseen in the dark, just past the veil and not too far. Some get attached and keep dulling your spark, still tied to the habits that shape who they are.
Fetal in the room, the spirit remains.
Cold spot hit and the temperature changed.
Same bad habit, different way to obtain.
Still here stuck without a humanly frame.
Drift to the rooms where the smokers change.
In the mix, in the kitchen, in the meats and grains.
Corners of alleys where the dice get played.
At the table, at the weddings where the toast get made. Fetal. Think about the weight that people carry. Pain passed down, get real hereditary. Habits repeat like nobody learning. Same flame touch, same fingers burning. What if it's more than just will and choice, but more in the background, more in the noise, more in the pressure that be breaking your poise, more in the pull that retracts your voice. Teachers say you can rise on your own. Break every tie, don't bow to a throne. Clean up now while the breath still is blown, so your record reflect what you respect and condone. Leaving the body ain't freedom alone. If the mind's still tired with addiction is known. Fetals ain't evil, they just lost in the zone. Still trying to live a life that they lived at home.
Fetal in the room, the spirit remains.
Cold spot hit and the temperature changed.
Same bad habit, different way to obtain.
Still here stuck without a humanly frame.
Drift to the rooms where the smokers change.
In the mix, in the kitchen, in the meats and grains.
Corners of alleys where the dice get played.
At the table, at the weddings where the toast get made.
Fetal.